The audacity of Cuba Gooding Jr. to now, after 2 months of crickets, you want to spill your piece about the sex trafficking allegations that you were brought up in with Diddy? Come on, you're a day late, $1 short, Cuba Gooding Jr. Now, finally, after months of public scrutiny and criticism for his alleged connection to P. Diddy and all the sex trafficking allegations, Cuba Gooding Jr. finally decides to speak out. And at least if you're going to wait all these months and all of this with this anticipation of the people and finally come out to say something, next time, make sure you come correct, because I truly don't believe that you came correct this time. Now, what Cuba Gooding says is a bunch of nothing. It sounds like he's lying, and wait until you hear.
Don't nobody go in the bathroom for about 45 minutes.
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
You got knocked the fuck out! What's happening?
As you all may know and remember, Cuba Gooding Jr. was one of the celebrity friends of P. Diddy that was named in one of the lawsuits. And this was the big lawsuit from Rodney Jones. Rodney Jones is the former producer and singer that was signed to Bad Boy Records that Puff tried to turn out on many different instances, allegedly, even to the point of Puffy trying to sexually assault him and harass him, but also got Young Miami to try to sexually assault him, her cousin, to try to give him a head while he was going to the bathroom. All these things on a yacht, and he named people like Cuba Gooding Jr., who Diddy tried to sick on him, trying to convert him to the other side. But Rodney Jones stood his ground, and he name dropped Cuba Gooding Jr. And this is the first Cuba Gooding Jr. came out of hiding since that happened. Now, Rodney Jones, like I mentioned, former producer who worked with Diddy and signed to Bad Boy Records, dropped a bombshell lawsuit against Diddy for sexual assault, harassment, and a host of other things. The entire world was shocked when Lil Rod name dropped Cuba Gooding Jr. as also being a perpetrator who sexually assaulted him while at Puffy's yacht party, right? So Cuba Gooding Jr., if you are truly innocent, if this didn't involve you in any way, shape, or form, I don't know about you, but for me, I would have came out immediately to try to dispel the rumors and clear my name. But why you wait for months? Crickets didn't say nothing, and all of a sudden coming and dropping this nonsense. Check this out. Now, Cuba Gooding was a guest on the PBD podcast with Patrick David Beck. Now, of course, the host eventually asked the question everybody was waiting for. What is your involvement in this Diddy's drama, and what's your connection to Diddy? You're not going to believe what Cuba Gooding said. Straight lies. Cuba Gooding Jr. called the entire situation mind-blowing and shocking. Almost like, oh my God, what is happening? They put my name in it? This is outrageous. Come on, man. Now, he also says hearing his name mentioned in connection by news outlets was the most shocking part. Indirectly trying to distance himself from it. It's like I was so far away from this situation that it was shocking to even hear my name mentioned. To me, that's just cap up. Now, I found Cuba's remark shocking since Rodney Jones made specific claims. Rodney Jones didn't just make general statements. No, he had specific claims about Cuba Gooding Jr. and a host of other things in his lawsuit. And it included Cuba Gooding Jr. touching, groping, and fondling Little Rod while on that yacht party. Now, that's not it. Rodney also produced a picture with Cuba Gooding Jr.'s arm around Rodney's shoulders. So, like I said, Rodney Jones, they call him Lil Rod, he made specific allegations and show tape. He kept receipts. He produced receipts. And here come Cuba Gooding Jr. 2 months later with this BS. Let me tell you what other BS he had to share, and none of it sounds credible. Let me know what you think. Now, here's Cuba Gooding's accounts of the incidents. He says the incident happened on New Year's Eve. And check out what he says. He wasn't exclusively attending Diddy's yacht party. Huh? What? What you talking about, Willis? What are you talking about? He said he wasn't exclusively attending Diddy's yacht party. Guess what he said he was doing? Yacht party hopping. No. Yes, I can't make this stuff up. Cuba Gooding Jr. says that he was yacht party hopping, just jumping in different yacht parties. And coincidentally, lo and behold, Diddy just happened to be having a yacht party there. And he said he eventually hopped onto P. Diddy's yacht party, and that's when P. Diddy asked him to listen to one of his records, his new albums that he just dropped. Now, Cuba Gooding Jr. said he was yacht hopping, but I wonder what else you was trying to hop on, Cuba Gooding Jr., or who else you wanted to hop on something from you, Cuba. But listen, I'm just here assessing the situation. I'm just an innocent bystander, just thinking of hypotheticals and calling it like I see it. This is BS Cuba Gooding Jr. if I ever heard of it. Now, Cuba didn't stop there. He said he eventually left P. Diddy's yacht party after the song concluded, but he also says he tossed an arm on Little Rod's shoulder and said something to him before leaving. And he specifically said, I said something to him before leaving. So why didn't you share that something that you said to Rodney Jones before leaving? Yes. Because you seem to remember every other account that happened before you left and the time you left and listening to the music and that you was yacht hopping. How did you conveniently forget what you said to Little Rod as you tossed an arm around his shoulder, like you whispered something in his ear before you dipped out? Come on, Cuba Gooding. He says Rodney is not only after money. Besides, Cuba Gooding Jr. says that he and Diddy aren't really friends. He would consider them more associates or acquaintances. He said he just met Diddy in 2019 or 2020. So he basically said he just met Diddy like 3-4 years ago. Little did he know that his lies would be dispelled because someone produced a picture with him and Diddy from over 20 years ago. What are we doing, Cuba Gooding Jr.? You should have stayed zipped in Cricketville, not seeing nothing, because all this junk and jargon that you talking don't make any sense. No. Come on, Cuba Gooding. You gotta do better. Come on, your acting prowess is on the beam. But your attempts to lie and mislead people is terrible. What you gonna say next, Cuba? Now, Cuba resisted giving any other information or claims about any other parts of the investigation that's not involving him. This was a poor attempt, in my view, for Cuba Gooding Jr. to try to slide out, to try to Michael Jackson backslide out of this situation and detach himself from this whole Diddy drama. But what Cuba Gooding Jr. doesn't understand is that this stuff is too severe. It's not just going to be that easy for him to detach himself from this situation, because some of the allegations named in the Rodney Jones lawsuit incriminates Cuba Gooding Jr. to a large degree. Yes. And wherever there's smoke, more than likely there's fire. So more than likely, if Cuba Gooding is guilty of what Rodney Jones is saying, more than likely this isn't the first time that he and Diddy teamed up to do something criminal like this, or to assault or whatever, fondle whatever it is, other people. Because obviously he and Diddy got some kind of connection and some kind of commonality within this whole sex trafficking arena, allegedly. So Cuba Gooding, next time you come, make sure you come correct, my friend. And to all of you, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'm going to keep it coming. You be great. And more importantly, be blessed.